Okay, so in this video I want to talk about the newest new champions who will be soon released for Paladin. Her name is Vora, and the thing I want to talk about is her weapon, and why my speculation is that her weapon can transform from a pole axe to a scythe. And the only reason why I speculate about that is because if you look at the picture, you can see, if you just look at the new picture with this site, with the teeth, you see a moon shape of the blade. You see a moon with a little eye in it. And you go to the other picture, and you can find it on Twitter, Instagram, yeah, and Facebook. You can find it. These pictures if you search on Paladin, and you see that it's exactly the same moon symbol on the two different weapons are exactly have the same shape of this, exactly the same symbol. The only difference is the moon on the site is different. It is more is different. What's the name? It's different. It's not. It's a different. Yeah. So it's the same moon on the weapon. So my speculation is, you can see this picture here with Wora is when before she gets corrupted, before she is evil. This is now when she served as the priestess for the moon goddess, and then she gets transformed to get. She it's almost like if you compare. Like yeah, she leave the cult of moon worshipping, and she turned evil, and so her weapons like get corrupted, and the weapon is much more like devilish with the sight, teeth, um, and so on. But it's exactly the same. It's not the same. It's the same weapon, but in that case, because of this, the same. That's where I think. So she changed the weapon. She can change weapon under the battle. So she like, but they exactly have the same symbol. So I think there's something with the weapon that when she before she will get corrupted, she have axe with the moon shape, and something happened when she get corrupted, and the weapon turn to a different weapon because there's something. I don't really know why that is the case, but yeah, you can see here on the symbol it's exactly the same moon symbol, and if you go to the sorry, like here is the site. If you go to this picture and you zoom in on the axe, you can see there's something purplish. So it's coming from the moon. So it put the symbol on the axe, the moon symbol. You see like the energy coming from, and you see that there's something strange with the whole thing. The strange thing here is that my belief about Vora is that Vora have always been evil, but there's something that she looks very. Let's call it again. She looks very very much like a princess, but she's not a princess. She's a priestess, but she looks like somebody that people believe is good because she looks like a good person. But I think that her real identity is this is what I believe, and I understand if many people disagreed, but this is what I believe is I believe that she always have been evil, but her real identity is this picture. If you just want to zoom in on is with the site is her real identity. So if you look here on the picture, you can see people with hoodies with like fox ears, and they are a supporter of Io. So Io is that is also very hard to say. Io is good, is a good character in good, but I think that the priestess, her with the Vora with the axe, is a very very corrupted priestess. That she, because she has so much power and because she is the highest of the priesthood beside, of course, the goddess Io. So is she very? Is she? I think she's an evil person, but because she, there's something strange with the picture with the axe. There's something that if you see that almost like it's like a ceremony. Like she walk with a big axe, and her dress is like a wedding dress, and it's something that almost like a sacrificial thing, that the axe she used is to sacrifice people, and like almost like the Mayan priests do when they sacrifice prisoners to the god, because the moon god, because the moon, they often sacrifice people to the sun because they pay blood, and when the blood come, they give it because they want the god to shine again with the sun, because there's always a battle with the darkness with the sun in the Aztec culture. And the thing with this is that is like this, almost like you have the same symbol on different weapon, the same symbol. The only thing is that that I think is one of her ability, that she can change her weapon in different way. That sometimes she have a sight, next time she use an axe. There's almost like Koga. Koga can have his claws and his Uzi, but she changed to an axe, and something is strange there because of there's something with her that feels like if you watch lots of manga, you watch lots of anime, and always the most pretty girl in anime, in like a fantasy anime, is always almost evil, like it's very evil person, because they look like they are not evil, because they try to what is the name? It's hard in this. They try to give you a picture of themselves that they are worshipping the right god. They are peaceful people. They are peaceful, and they cannot be evil. But it's something very very strange with her. If you look at her. If you look at her, how she look, her dress and so on, and her weapon, the axe, you can see something that is very interesting. You see from the axe, from the moon shape, you see something purplish energy, and it's something that I think corrupt people. I think the energy of the exactly the same material that Corvus used for his weapon is exactly the same crystal. So it's something very interesting with the symbol on the axe, that is something that almost that people follow her because they are hypnotized. At the like, if you look at these two people in front of her with the hoodies, you can see. Wait. If we zoom in on them, and they have like a foxtail, fox ears on the hoodie. They look very, yeah, they have very similar like hoodies like to the team Magma in Pokemon. And you see the hoodies, and you can see there's many people with hoodies, and then you see two people without hoods, and it's elves. And Vora is an elf, and you can see on her ear. There's some other people, and it's something with the picture that tell me that she always have been evil. But this picture we see here when she holds the axe is her hidden form. It's the form before. So this is the form when she go out to the masses with the public and to do ceremony to people to worship, give her worship. And because so much she gets more and more corrupted because she wants more and more fame, and it's almost like Lucifer. And this is her true identity, is with the sight. That is something that the creature like around the weapon is used, is have her. They transform to her because they want to look good, but so now, when people do not see, then they look like this. When people see her, she look like the person with the axe. So I think she have always been evil, but they try to hide that, she looks good. What's more example for this is this is one is very different, but this one very good example is the Japanese mythology with the nine-tailed fox. Is a nine-tailed fox always a very, very beautiful woman, but she originally she is a very dangerous fox with 9 tails. The more tails, the more powerful the creature are. And this is, for some, it's not similar in that sense because they are different things. But my speculation here is the similar that, yeah, so that she always have been evil, and nothing have changed her. It's just that the first picture is with the axe, is the her when she hidden her she hide behind her true face, her true identity, and the real identity, this one with the teeth and the sight. For you can see. Okay, if I zoom in on the sight now, on this picture with the teeth, if I zoom in on this, like you see here, okay, so there, stay here, okay, you can see the shape, like the moon shape. You see the little round plop like an eye. And okay, then we zoom out from this picture. We go to the picture with, you see the whole, we see her. Then we zoom in on the moon shape of the axe. Okay, here. Can you see? Okay, wait. Okay. Can you see that they are exactly the same? The only difference is here is they are different. What is the name in English? The only difference here, this is the same moon. The only difference is here is that the moon is on the other side of the weapon, beside the other one is other side, but it's exactly the same shape. You can see. Wait. Here you can see here the moon, the little eye. You can see here on the site, the moon, the eye. And if you go to the axe again, if you do like it, you see the purple light. So it come from the axe, from the crystal, and you see the shape, the light. And we go down a bit on the picture with, you see Vora, and you see that her necklace is also this kind of crystal. It's like corrupting crystals, and Corvus also used this crystal for his weapon, and for his dagger is exactly the same crystal. And that is a very interesting thing, that the blade on the axe is not the same material as the shape of the moon on the axe is something else. So it's almost like the red purplish crystals is something that corrupt people's, like almost like in Lord of the Ring with the ring that corrupt. Every time you take the ring on you, you get more corrupted. So it's something with the weapon she have in her hand make her more and more. If it's different way you can speculate, but the crystal on the weapon make her more and more corrupted. So it's because it's exactly the same weapon. The only difference is no. Sorry for that. I say totally wrong there. It's not the same weapon. The thing that is the same with it is that this weapon is living. It's not a normal weapon. This weapon is lives. So I think, I don't know. So I think so because they have the same symbol on each different weapon. It's exactly the same symbol. Is I think that she can change the weapon in different way, and like exactly like Koga use first he is claws, then Uzi, and so one of her ability gonna be that she can change the weapon from an axe to a scythe, and it's almost like a magical staff. It's like a living thing that they can change the different things. So the only thing that will I'm not 100% sure that is the case. This is my speculation about that, and this gonna be that these things are gonna make it. So I'm gonna believe it 100%. Is if you see one more picture with a different weapon with exactly one more of the same symbol with the moon. Okay, so we go back to Vora. We go to the picture. You see the Vora with her weapon. You can see the light, and we go, and we go back here. Let's see, wait, here. You can see here now she have a red crystal. Wait. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, fucking. Okay. You can see now on her hand that she have a red crystal with light coming from it, energy. So one thing can be that the weapon is corrupted, or she corrupted the weapon. That the original weapon is the axe, but when if she was first good, then she turned evil, and then she corrupted the weapon, so it's more a weapon that fit her evil. I don't really understand why they gonna use the sight, because this weapon, they don't really matter what kind of weapon you have if you are evil or good, because okay, in fantasy game always evil people use a axe or a mace in the game, or like a scythe. It's like almost this kind of free weapon. A mace, scythe, or axe is almost hidden to evil people in fantasy, and like, but not in it's not in reality. But in fantasy, this is kind of favorite weapon for evil character is an axe or a mace. I don't know why that is the case. Maybe because it looks very scary. Axes and maces looks very scary, and it's much more threatening with the axe or a mace than a sword. Sword looks more like good for like a knight and a flying angel. And obviously, angel can also use maces. Yeah. Okay, that is everything I want to say in this video. Is my final thing is that is the same the same weapon in that sense that you can use both the axe and the scythe, and that probably that because of the because of the pink crystal, the other crystal is make her more corrupted. And I think the weapon is maybe the weapon is Vora, and she is just the holder of Vora, and she is not, and that is we never having. Maybe this sounds very strange, but maybe this so that the weapon lives, and they just need a person. It's almost like Trends, the pirate, and Amani with the dragon. Is almost the similarity here is that there's different monsters that control a different thing. Like example with Trench, his weapon is the Kraken, and the other one is the dragon. And this one with the axe is that Vora is just the character you play. The character you play is not Vora. Vora is the weapon, and the weapon is living. So Vora is just using the weapon, but the real mind and the real power and the real thing is that make her do all the evil things is the weapon, because the weapon is living. It's not her. It's like the ring. Every time a human being put a ring on the finger, like the Lord of the Ring, this ring, every time they get more and more corrupted and more evil. Longer you have it on the more longer they have it on them. And I think that is exactly the same thing. And there is a reason why Io hide. Because the whole thing that corrupted her believers was this weapon, and she lost the battle against that person, Vora, and then she flee to hide because she feel shame because she cannot save her believers and believe in her, and they turn to evil. And this is so all of the thing here you see in the background with the elves and with the hoodies is people that are under the control of the weapon. So the weapon controls people. So it is something interesting because you can see the energy coming out from the axe, and I think that is controlling. And so the weapon is probably the real thing, and the character is just holding the weapon. Exactly like Trench fall in the sea, and the Kraken come to his weapon, and he turned into a zombie. And this, I think that is gonna be very similarity with Vora. That Vora was a normal priestess, then she found the weapon corrupted her and take control over her, and she just followed the command of the weapon. Yeah, this is just my speculation. Yeah, okay, bye.